Hi Capricorn, welcome to your weekly check-in for the 17th to the 23rd of December. The messages are for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. So thank you to everyone who watches, likes, shares, comments on the video, subscribe to the channel. It's all greatly appreciated. If you would like a personal reading, see the info in the description box on how to do that. So these are some of the decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. We're going to get a message from the Akashic Tarot. First of all, as I've said before, I'm using this as an oracle deck because that's how it feels to me. So that will be like your main theme or the main thing that you need to know for this weekly check-in. So for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising, what is this main theme, main bit of information that they need to know? Let's see. Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising for the 17th to the 23rd of December. So you have the same card that Gemini got. I believe it was Up in the Air. It's a card, it's the unknown, it's uncertainty, it's where there's a particular situation, possibly in your life, where there's no specific answer yet. There might be stuff going on in the background. I think the example I gave in Gemini's video was like, one example would be if you've had a job interview and you're waiting for the outcome, a pregnancy test, although I have specified in Gemini's reading that if messages come up, I'll give them, but I did say that I have certain types of readings or themes in readings that I won't touch because I feel like some things are just too fragile to read on. So like pregnancy, health, I wouldn't read. If somebody came to me and said, do a reading on my health or do a reading if I'm going to get pregnant or something, I wouldn't do it because I just feel like it's too much of a fragile thing to mess with. So yeah, let's have a look at this message and see what it says from the book. So this message gives you a message for if the card is upright and one for if it's reversed. I'm going to give both because it could be relevant to somebody either way. So upright, it says, a man and a woman gaze with anticipation at a hot air balloon in a bright blue sky. The balloon flies high above the hills and the contents of the balloon's basket are hidden from view. During this time of your life, there are aspects of an important situation that seem hidden to you. You may feel a strong, almost urgent desire to know how it's going to turn out. You can connect with your spirit guides and the Akashic records and ask for a little insight, but there are elements that are unknown and, at this time, unknowable. There is too much about this situation that is still up in the air. This could be due to the influence of others who are undecided, or some events may not have yet come to pass or unexpected discoveries are yet to be made. Trust is the only way for you now. If you push too hard to know or to influence the outcome, you might push that outcome away. Let go of all urgency and give the situation to your higher infinite self, who will take care of it all. Time is required to know more about this matter, and time doesn't matter to your eternal self, whose power and love are always with you. For now and indeed forever, what else do you need? Nothing but trust, the deepest knowing that all you seek will be revealed to you in the right time. And reverse, the message says, a situation that has been up in the air has come down to earth. There still may be some unknown elements, but you can intuitively and actually see everything much more clearly now. More than that, you can finally enter the picture and bring more influence to bear in some way. Soon you can participate in the highest capacity. The trust that you held in the situation before has borne much fruit. Now you can understand the situation more fully and act on it more purposefully. So that's the whole message. Another thing I mentioned to Gemini as well in relation to this card is that in readings, I believe there are some things we are not meant to know. So, you know, like in a lot of love readings, people might want to know what someone's thinking and feeling. I personally, if someone asked me to ask for a reading specifically on what someone is thinking or feeling, I wouldn't do it, just because I feel that there's boundaries there. It's about someone's privacy. What else did I say as well? Permission as well. And I mean, obviously, if you do a general and you're sort of asking about the dynamic of the relationship or the relationship between two people, it's an open question, isn't it? And I feel that the universe will tell you as much as you need to know and as much as you're allowed to know. But I think for some things, you just have to be careful of the boundaries with that, and just thinking about if someone specifically ask for a reading on you to ask exactly how you feel about something and it's not something they discussed with you, you know, how would you feel about that as well? So yeah, it's thinking about those things. And I think everybody's that's gotten into tarot, a lot of people, we've all sort of watched videos. How do you think, what do they think, what do they feel, blah blah blah, that sort of thing. But as I say, just for me personally now, yeah, I wouldn't do it if someone asked me to do it. I'd ask about the dynamic and the general, but I wouldn't. Yeah, and then as I say, the main point being that the cards will tell you what you are allowed to know and what you need to know. And I think also when you, if you push too far with the cards as well, not just in love readings, other readings as well, like if you ask the same question too many times, or you want an exact precise answer on something, sometimes you won't get it. I don't know if the cards play with you sometimes, or it's just they just can't give you the answer for whatever reason. Like again, so yeah, going back to the love situation, if you were involved with somebody who was indecisive, you can't get a certain answer. I mean, the cards might show you they're indecisive, but if you keep pushing for a specific answer, you might not get it, and it can become really confusing. And then it's just not helpful, is it? Because the whole point for me of using the cards is to be helpful. One of the reasons is to be helpful. So enough of my rant. Let's look at your tarot cards and see what comes out for that. So I'm going to stick to the format I used last week. So we'll have a theme, again, like a main theme, and then I'm going to do past, present, future, because I liked the way that felt the last time I did it. So another card for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising for the theme. That doesn't feel right, to be honest. So you've got the Emperor, but I am going to try that again. So theme for Capricorn. There we go. I was going to say if it's the Emperor, it's hilarious. Right, we've got the Eight of Wands. So first thing I would say is, we'll see what else comes out, but if there's some communication needed or desired, you might be waiting on that, to be honest. That might be something. Or if there's some sort of move you want to make or progression you want to make, you might be waiting on something before you can do that as well. So past energies around this, please. You know, and it's like you can't go forward without this bit of information or piece of something, or there might be something physical involved. You know, like if you needed your car to work, but you're waiting on an engine part or something random like that. But let's look at that past energy. You've got the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, that's already a slow energy, isn't it? But that is where you've committed to something and possibly made progress as well. Slow progress if it is progress. Current, present energy. Let's try that again. That didn't feel right at all. Nice cards though. Six of Wands and Justice. I mean, that is literally where something goes in your favor. That could even be like a legal matter where, and that could be something you're waiting on actually. And just legal matters, that's another area that I probably, if somebody wanted me to read on, if somebody's going to jail or something like that, or the outcome of a court case, I probably wouldn't read on that, because again, that is a really, yeah, I know some people do, and I'm not going to knock them for doing that, but I just, yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it. But yeah, if it was like as a general message, just asking about general energies, and it was a court case, I would say the answer's probably a good one. Right, let's try that again. So, present energy, please. Nine of Swords. Right. You might be worried if something's going to go in your favour here, actually, with that Nine of Swords showing up. Potential future energy. Or anxiously awaiting something. Ace of Swords. It's going to become clearer. Definitely going to become clearer. Well, I shouldn't say definitely, because the future's not set in stone, isn't it? It's all potentiality. But yeah, with that Ace of Swords there, it looks like it's going to become clearer. Or if it's a communication matter, whatever's going to be said or needs to be heard, it will come out one way or another. So let's look at the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands, please. Why is that there as a main theme? You've got the Seven of Pentacles. I mean, that is about a card of progress, isn't it? It's assessing. It's where you put effort into something and you're assessing. It can be which direction you've got to go in next. So maybe it's even you that needs to take action on something. Could you be keeping someone in the dark, potentially? Maybe not. It's probably more having an effect on you. But this would be where you've already put the effort in, and it's like, what next? kind of energy, or again, waiting on something before you can move forward. Okay, yeah, I wasn't going to take it, but when they flip upwards like that, it's like, yep, you got to take it. So, okay, could be another person, could be communication involved here, because as we say with the King of Cups, he can be quite reserved with his emotions. He's very emotionally mature, intelligent, resilient as well, but he's a master of his emotions, so he just doesn't blurt any old thing out, does he, until he's ready. So, yeah. Page of Wands, that can be a messenger. And you have got 2 other cards of communication here. So you really could be waiting on a message from someone, or information from someone possibly. Because the 8 of Wands can be considered to be electronic information as well sometimes. So like the internet, phone calls, text messages, that sort of thing. Right. Whatever the message is, or the information is, it has the power to change things pretty friggin' dramatically. With the Wheel of Fortune and the World there, it will change things. But it looks like you've put some energy, and you've put physical energy and effort into it already, by the looks of things. The King of Cups, if it's not the specific person you're waiting on to share some information or have a conversation with, it may be asking you to kind of get a handle on your emotions with the situation. So, I mean, naturally, if you're waiting on something important, it will make you feel a bit anxious, on edge. But you could end up kind of getting a bit snappy with people over it. Yeah, it can affect your attitude and behaviour. So it might be a warning to just bear that in mind, and kind of, and Capricorns, I mean, Capricorn's energy in general is known to be very much in control, isn't it? And sort of calm, but we are all human. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what sign you are. We are all capable of kicking off and snapping and being moody. So let's have a look at that King of Cups out of curiosity, just to see, because it's standing out differently now. Queen of Swords. The Moon. Right, okay. Let's get one more. Which way? That way. So I still stand by what I said. It could be a warning to you to just, you know, monitor your emotions. If waiting on something and impatience is making you act in a certain way, that is maybe even out of character for you. But however, with the Queen of Swords, the Moon and the Emperor, this person, if it's another person, is very much someone who knows something that that hasn't been revealed yet, that has a lot of power over the situation by the looks of it. So as I said, it could be waiting on a job, results of a job, a test of some sort. It could even be study related. There's any number of things where someone says something and or shares some information, and it can change everything. Even something like a bank loan or something for a business, something like that. But as I say, it looks like you've put effort into this already. So, I mean, you would be anxious, and you've got the Knight of Pentacles in the past, so you've clearly committed to something again. It's another card of effort and persistence, that you've put work into something, but you're waiting on the outcome. So let's do that Knight of Pentacles now. Okay, yeah. I'm not sure which order these are meant to be in, but I think that's right, actually. This actually feels like the Eight of Cups and Strength together, before I even get any other cards out. It possibly is a very determined energy. So with that, as I said, with the Knight of Pentacles, it's a Virgo energy. It's very, very committed and determined, and there's a strong energy of perseverance there. So, you know, if you're the kind of person where you're doing something, I've got something in mind coming to mind, but whatever you're doing something, or you've done something where other people would have given up a hell of a lot sooner, but you are just so determined and resilient and committed and disciplined that you would stick to it and see it all the way through. That's the energy. So like, you know, in athletics or something like that, I mean, I've never been into athletics or sports, even myself. I hated sports at school. So I like walking. Walking is my thing. Steady, moderate pace. I'm not interested in running, jumping, whatever. I just want to walk. But yeah, say if you're into athletics and it's really tough, or gymnastics or something hardcore where you really have to train your ass off and just not that many people succeed in it. I don't know the statistics, but whatever it is, it's something that not that many people succeed in, because you just really have to be hardcore, disciplined, dedicated. That's the energy I'm getting from this Eight of Cups, where I know the Eight of Cups is usually walking away from something. And it's often something that you did love in the beginning, isn't it? The Eight of Cups. It's not usually, I mean, it can be random stuff, but it's cups, isn't it? So usually there was an emotion for it, there was some attachment for it, but then for whatever reason it became something that felt more of a burden, or the way you felt about it changed and you leave it behind. This just feels like an energy of, no matter how hard it got, you were determined with the Strength card to stand by it and stick by it and commit to it. So let's see what else comes up. Like it took strength. It could have taken strength not to walk away, to be honest, is the energy I'm getting. But let's see what else comes up, because normally the way I'd read that Eight of Cups and strength is, it takes courage to walk away. But as I say, for some reason here, it almost feels like it takes courage to not walk away. I know that sounds really odd, but to stick with it. Let's see what else comes out here. So we've got the Judgment card. Ooh, that's really interesting, the way this energy is coming out. I might look at that Seven of Cups on its own. I do know what I'm thinking, but it's really odd. It's kind of opposite, the exact opposite to what you would think the cards mean to be. Well, not the exact opposite, but yeah, let's get one more on that. Wow. It's really giving a massive committed energy. I mean, I'll have to read it the other way just in case. But so for some it could be where there's something that you've committed to for a long time. Maybe you actually are considering walking away from it and deciding if it's worth another chance, a second chance, whatever. You may feel it's not worth pursuing anymore, because the Seven of Cups can be a dream, considering if it's a dream you want to pursue, looking at all the different options perspective. I mean, Ace of Swords is clarity in general, or coming to some sort of realization about something. So as I say, that could be the one side of it, where you've you committed to it for a long time, but you've kind of in the frame of mind now where, you know, I don't even know if it's worth it anymore, and it would take strength to leave it. But as I say, the first thing I got was the energy of not walking away and being determined to stick with it from the Eight of Cups and strength. And this Judgment card, with the first thing that came out with that was, it's that energy where it's like, no matter how many attempts it takes, I'm going to make this work. So Judgment can be about second chances, or another chance of something, another opportunity to do something, reviewing the past. That here makes me feel like, again, that energy of, no, it doesn't matter how many times I have to start over or do this, I'm going to keep going. The Seven of Cups in reverse, it feels like I don't want any other option. Wow. And then this Ace of Swords, in that sense, excuse me, it's just that it's a truth that you stand by so strongly that you're just sticking with it. It's like, imagine, something that's coming to mind is, imagine if if someone was married, if a couple have been married for decades, and there are people that are like that on there that have reached 100 and they've been married for like 80 years or something, excuse me, and you are the kind of couple that genuinely believes in till death do you part, even if you ended up hating each other in the end, you're like, till death do us part, like there's no other option, we are literally staying together till one of us dies. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting here. And it's like, no matter how many things go wrong in this relationship, now it might not be bad, actually it could be good, but no matter what happens, what challenges happen, I'm committing to my truth. I said my vows and the vows are going to the grave with me. That's the kind of energy that it would be. I'm not saying that's the exact situation, but that's just an example. Like, it's literally, there are no other options. I refuse to even look at any other options. I've made my choice, I've made my commitment, this is my truth, I'm sticking by it no matter what. So yeah, two very different sides there. But as I say, that one about the level of commitment, the absolute determination, that was the one that stood out first and probably the most to me. So that's just, yeah, probably a bit of an odd way of looking at it, but yeah. So Nine of Swords is probably going to be one of these dual messages, isn't it? I bet it's going to be a dual message where it's just two separate, different things. Right, Nine of Swords in the present. As I said, there's a bit of worry. And I did say that if you're waiting on some information about something, then it would make you anxious and a bit worried if you're waiting on something from someone. So let's see what else comes. Nine of Cups. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. That is very interesting. I'm going to have to look at that on its own. We've got the Knight of Swords. With that Ten of Pentacles there is the consideration about if something will last. Or if it's going to be solid. Anything else? Okay, that's gone. So just give me a minute. Right, we've got the Five of Pentacles, and the way I'm looking at it on the floor, it's reversed. So we are going to take it in reverse. God, it's giving that dual energy again, to be honest. Let's look at that Ten of Pentacles on its own and the Five of Pentacles on its own. So Ten of Pentacles first of all. Okay, yeah, I get that. Five of Pentacles on its own. Wow. Let's get one more for that Five of Pentacles. The Hanged Man is sideways. What the hell do I do with that now? I'm going to take it upright. I'm not sure. Let's get one more. Try that again. One more. That actually felt right, although I didn't take it. Two of Swords. Two of Wands, sorry. Temperance. This is a funny energy. Let's just get something for that Seven of Wands. Although I kind of know what I kind of knew what it was, so I don't know why I was bothering to even clarify it, to be honest. Right, so the Seven of Wands is definitely an energy of, it's where you have something that you want to fight for, isn't it? Basically, whatever it is, whether it is a relationship, a situation, a path, whatever, you want to fight for it. The Five of Wands is where you can take the challenge on. The Eight of Pentacles, you're willing to put in the work no matter what it takes. And the Lovers is the energy. It's where it's something that you love, you connect with, you feel very strongly about it. So you would feel like you want to make it work and stand up for it. It's something that has, I mean, we're in the present energy now. But if it doesn't already make you happy and satisfied, it has the potential to do that. We've got the Ten of Pentacles there. I have to remember that we're clarifying this Nine of Swords. So there is worry. Again, there's something about needing to know something here or speak or be told something. The Ten of Pentacles, it's like the concern. I did say at the beginning whether something is stable, it can work. I would say with the Three of Cups, it's whether or not you have the support to make it work. So again, going back to an example of a relationship, you need the other person to work with you in a relationship. You can't make it stable on its own. You can't do it on your own. If it was business related, it's do you have the people around you who are supportive enough to make it work? Are you waiting on someone else to say yes or no if they're going to support you? Again, bank loans, that sort of thing, that is still a form of support, isn't it? To help you create something stable and abundant. There was another thought I had about that. I'll come back to that, I think. The Knight of Swords, that could be the information that makes or breaks. Shall we clarify it just to be nosy? Let's have a look. As I said, there are some things that we can know, some things we can't know, but the universe will give us what we're allowed to have. So the Knight of Swords. Right. That there's a lot of power, like in the which card was it that I said? Was there a card I said there's a lot of power in that? The King of Cups, I said the King of Cups holds a lot of power in the situation by the looks of it. Like whatever their answer is, information is, it holds a lot of power. And it's that similar energy with that Knight of Swords where I would say, dependent on what that Knight of Swords says, the information is that comes in, or whatever it is that you're told or tell even, it's something that could make you wish your dreams come true. It might be something that supports your inner knowledge and inner knowing, and it helps you to complete. The word complete is coming to mind, whatever task you are trying to complete or whatever it is you're trying to do. So as I say, that could be the messenger who gives the information that you need. But you've got the Five of Pentacles there, so, and you've got the Six of Wands. Again, that could be that Nine of Swords energy of concern about whether it is going to be successful or not. I mean, with the Hanged Man there, that does often refer to, it feels more like limbo here actually, because it can be like your inner knowledge as well, and inner perspectives and spiritual development, but that's more of that limbo thing. And obviously, so Temperance upright can often be about harmony. There can be a timing element to this as well. I'm hearing running out of time. I don't know why I'm getting that for somebody, but I am hearing something about running out of time. Don't know what that means. But clearly, if you're worried and stressed about something and you're waiting on an answer for something, you would feel like you're in limbo, and you wouldn't feel harmonious, would you? It can disrupt your harmony, feeling that way. So that comes to mind with that. The other side of it was, so there was something else I saw with that Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, and it's gone out of my head now. It could again be that energy of not wanting to give up on something. It could be concern about whether it's going to be successful, but it could be the energy of not wanting to give up on something as well. Because with the Five of Pentacles upright, it's clearly leaving something behind, isn't it? But in reverse, it's where you don't want to give up. It can be an energy of not wanting to give up. And also, you wouldn't want to have the worst result either, would you? You'd want to avoid having a bad outcome, getting rejected, if there is any way that you can be rejected by what you're told. But overall, the current energy, it's kind of like a waiting energy. You are kind of in limbo. You kind of know what you want, whether it is that you don't want to give up on something, even if it was about wanting to progress or pursue a new path. There's worry over it going in your favor, I would say. So I'll leave that there. Somebody may be asking, am I going to have to give up on this actually? Even if I'd say you really don't want to, but somebody might be asking themselves that question. So I'm just getting these cards back in the deck in different places as usual. So we're going to look at the last energy where I said it will become clear. It looks like it will become clear with the Ace of Swords. So, and if it's something that's up in the air, I don't know what's going to come out for this Ace of Swords, because as I say, the cards, sometimes they just won't tell you what you feel like you want to know. They'll tell you what you need to know. So, yeah. Right, so Ace of Swords, that was really fast. Knight of Cups. I mean, that looks like good news so far, doesn't it? The Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Five of Wands, okay. Whoa, Three of Wands and Ten of Swords. Okay, that is interesting. Let me get something for the Five of Wands. So I'll say the first thing that comes to mind for someone is that you might still be able to get happiness once you get the information or hear what you need to hear. You may still be able to get happiness and pursue your dreams with this, but there might be challenges along the way, like it's not going to be easy. That is the first thing that comes to mind. There might be some challenges to overcome, or you can get what you want, but you might have to do it in a different way. With the Three of Wands and the Ten of Swords there, to be honest. That might be the clarity, that you got to do it in a different way. Let's have a look at the Five of Wands. Five of Wands, please. Four of Pentacles. Definitely not. Let's try that again. I think this is one of the slipperiest decks that I own. Right. Five of Wands, please. It came back out the Chariot. Okay. That is a similar to what I just said. I mean, it's challenges there with the Four of Pentacles. I mean, that is being open. I need to be open to overcoming the challenges for a start, and potentially to doing something in a different way if you want to progress. You can't stay where you are. Definitely can't stay where you are already. And I don't mean in terms of being in, obviously you can't stay where you are in limbo, but even when you hear the information that you want to hear or get the news that you need to get, there's something about needing to move differently or in a certain way. Like, I'm trying to think of an example that I could think of. Like, I can't think of one, to be honest. It's a really weird thing that I'm trying to explain. I'm not sure how to explain it. Okay, and I say if it was a relationship came to mind, and there was sort of an ultimatum of if you're going to stay together or split up. It's like you could stay together, but the relationship has to change in some way, shape or form. Like maybe somebody wants a deeper commitment or something, and it's like, we'll stay together, but I can only be in this if we have a deeper commitment. I can't stay in it as we are now because it just feels like it's going nowhere. That's one example I can give. Okay, so let's look at that Ten of Swords. It's moving on, isn't it? It's similar to this, but it's in reverse. Like, so you've got the Four of Pentacles, Chariot. Now you've got the Six of Swords, which is similar, slightly similar to the Chariot, and Four of Cups, which is slightly similar to the Four of Pentacles. But this can also be where, if it's something where it does end, and the answer is a no, the Six of Swords is a card of moving on, and the Four of Cups would be trying to figure out how to do it differently. So it really is giving you a dual answer, isn't it? One more for that Ten of Swords, please. Nine of Wands. You know what that's making me think of with that Nine of Wands and Six of Cups is, even if it's a situation that comes to an end, this is the Nine of Wands and the Six of Cups is where you learn from the experience and let it take you forward, rather than, you know, like sometimes if you have a negative experience, we can become really overly protective of ourselves and then be like again, I'll just give a relationship example because it's just the easiest thing to come up with. If you had a really bad breakup or something, and then you're like, right, that's it, F women, F men, I don't want to be with anybody ever again now, or I'm just going to become a player because it's just not worth it. It's like, you can choose that if you want to, you've got free will, but if you are someone who genuinely wants a partner and you want to settle down, then, you know, why cut off your nose to spite your face from that bad experience? How about you learn to learn what you can from the experience that you had? And it's not nice to review all of that stuff, but if you do want the happiness that you deserve, it is a case of sort of reviewing it, learning from it, and then rather than living in that Nine of Wands defensive version of the Nine of Wands, being able to go forward and be open to happiness elsewhere. Like setting new intentions with that Three of Wands. Maybe if it was a relationship, that would be where, I keep saying this is when it's a relationship type energy, the Three of Wands for me is like the non-negotiables. Reassess your non-negotiables in relationships. Maybe even reassess something about yourself and your standards and what you want and what you give and that sort of thing. Let's have a look at that Three of Wands actually. I mean, that the lovers, and in terms of non-negotiables, that sort of thing, new intentions, it's what really matters, what really counts. What's the most important thing in terms of the connection, whether it is romantic or something else? What matters most? What's at the heart of what you love or why you love it? Let's get another for that Three of Wands. So you've got the get the Knight of Pentacles and the Tower, and that is still an energy of needing to do things differently, isn't it, for me? Because the Tower, it's where the foundation was not good in the first place. It wasn't sturdy in the first place. So what were you committed to in the past that wasn't stable and secure, relationship or not, whatever it is? And what does it make more sense to commit to now? This is a funny, the clearest thing I can say about the future or potential future energy, and I've said a million times, the future is not set in stone. We have free will, others have free will, etc. The clearest thing I can say is that it will become clear, and I know that's not that helpful, but it will become clear. And as I say, there's always going to be the potential for you to pursue happiness and pursue your dreams, but it just might be there's going to be a bunch of challenges to face, or you may have to do it in a completely different way and set new intentions. Yeah, so let me get you a final card of advice, or a couple final cards of advice from the Angels and Ancestors deck. So final messages of advice for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising, please. Final message of advice for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. Oh, take time to reflect. I like that, Mirror Guardian. So I think that would refer more to, well, it can be while you're in a waiting period, take time to reflect. And I would definitely, again, bear in mind that King of Cups that came up. And the version of that, the side of that where it was about making sure that you don't let it impact your emotions or your behaviors. Any frustration you might feel over waiting. Reflection also in terms of the Ace of Swords. Once it does become clearer, again, time to reflect on what you need to reflect on. Let's get you one more card, because I've done this for everyone, because I'm not necessarily reading these from the book unless it feels like I really have to. And you have Drop Your Shields. So I am going to look in the book for that, not necessarily to read it, but just to check, I can't even talk, if there are any key points that I need to look at in here. Oh, Protection Guardian. I mean, that did reference where I said at the end, if it's a situation that comes to an end and you are really disappointed and hurt, etc., to remember that if you still want the happiness, then don't become overly defensive because of the hurt, you know, still be open and learn from, again, reflect from the situation. Bloody hell. So is that a strong message that something may not go quite the way you want it? I don't know. For some it could, but as I said, there were multiple messages with the way that came up. So Protection Guardian, I'm just going to check, see if there's anything else you need to know. I will read the main message for this and then I'll pick out any of the key points. So it says, excuse me, drop any shields of shame, resistance and fear that are standing between you and your chances of enjoyment and fun. Know that you don't need to hide who you are or the gifts that you have. You were born to shine. Okay. So the only other thing I want to speak on from this, because it is pretty much what it just said, like it's just elaborating on what it's already said, is it says, it references that you need to move beyond any limiting thoughts, emotions and patterns that may be making you feel unsafe. And it speaks of fearlessness, really. So again, I would reiterate, and take it how you will, because it's your situation. You're the one that's going to know how exactly this resonates, if it does resonate, because not all messages can resonate with you. Again, going back to this, if it doesn't, if the answer is not what you want it to be, or the information doesn't help in the way that it needs to help, that you want it to help, you know, still maintain that fearless energy and determination. Don't let it kind of hold you back and interfere with your path. So I think I'll leave the message there, to be honest. I think that's as much as we can get. So thank you very much for watching. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. If you want to book a personal reading, see the info in the description box. But other than that, take care.